You ever been there? She says, "It's just the distance." But the calls get shorter, the replies slower, the warmth colder. And suddenly, you're stuck wondering if the miles are really the problem, or if it's just a polite excuse for something she won't say out loud. Long-distance relationships mess with your head. They play tricks on your emotions. One day, you're planning your future together. The next, you're decoding half-hearted texts and rereading old messages for signs of what went wrong. And here's the truth. What she says isn't always what she feels. Women in long-distance situations often won't come out and say, "I'm losing interest." Why? Because even she may not be fully aware of it yet. But her actions, her energy, they whisper what her words won't. In this video, we're going deep not into fluffy romance advice, but into the psychological patterns, the hidden emotional shifts, and the subtle signals she sends when she starts to emotionally detach, even while claiming everything's fine. Whether you're currently in a long-distance relationship or trying to make sense of one that slipped away, this is the insight you've needed. Let's break down what's really happening and how you can stay grounded, calm, and in control Stoic style. Let's begin. Number 1. She calls you friend, but wants more. She says you're her friend, but her eyes linger too long on video calls. Her texts come late at night, and the way she laughs at your jokes, there's a softness there, something intimate. You feel it, she feels it, but neither of you is naming it. This, right here, is one of the most confusing emotional traps of long-distance dynamics. The blurred line between just friends and something more. When a woman uses the word friend, but her behavior keeps edging towards something deeper, something charged, it creates a dissonance that messes with your clarity. From a Stoic perspective, this is where perception and control split. You don't control her words, but you do control how you interpret and respond to them. Now, let's break this down. When she labels the relationship as friendship, she's creating emotional safety for herself. Maybe she's unsure. Maybe she's scared of complicating something comforting. Or maybe she wants to keep you close without fully committing. And yet, her tone, her attention, her emotional investment, her jealousy when you mention other women, none of it adds up to just a friend. That's no accident. For many women, in long-distance friendships, the line is left intentionally vague. She might not consciously be manipulating, but she could be testing. Does he feel the same? Will he make a move? What if I lose him if I push too hard? So instead of saying, "I like you," she says, "You're such a good friend." And here's the problem. If you take her words at face value while ignoring her actions, you fall into emotional limbo. You'll hold back. You'll play the role she names, not the one she's emotionally hinting at. Over time, this builds quiet resentment and confusion and destroys your inner calm. So what do? First, stop reacting to the label. Look at the pattern. Is she emotionally vulnerable with you? Does she seek your opinion before making personal decisions? Does she light up when you appear on screen? Does she get annoyed if you're distant or bring up other women? If yes, friendship is a mask, not a truth. But don't confront her emotionally. Stoicism teaches us not to demand clarity from others, but to cultivate it in ourselves. So rather than asking, "Do you like me more than a friend?" you act with self-assurance. You flirt subtly. You lead interactions with calm masculine presence. You introduce mild tension into the dynamic eye contact, suggestive pauses, compliments with a little edge. This flips the emotional script. When a man gently reclaims the lead, a woman who's been dancing on the edge of intimacy often steps closer if the desire is real. If it's not, she'll retreat. But then, at least you're no longer stuck in the fog. Remember, clarity doesn't come from pushing her to define the relationship. It comes from how you carry yourself. If she's emotionally drawn to you, your grounded energy will pull her in. If she's just bored and using your attention to fill her loneliness, that will become obvious too. A woman who truly wants more but hides behind the friend label often doesn't need convincing. She needs permission, not verbal permission. Emotional permission. A calm masculine presence that signals, I see what this is, and I'm not afraid to lean in. And that energy, that is intoxicating. The key is to remain detached from the outcome. Don't chase, don't beg for clarity, don't spiral into analysis. Instead, lean into your truth. You know there's chemistry. You feel it. You don't have to name it. You just have to own your presence in it and let your behavior reflect that. That's where she stops calling you just a friend and starts wondering what it would be like to have more. Now comment below with, I don't play pretend. And if you've ever been caught in this kind of emotional gray zone, the next part will give you the mindset shift to finally break free. Don't blink. Number 2. Distance builds desire if you use it right. There's a strange paradox with distance. Most men see it as a wall, a barrier, something that keeps two people apart. But here's the truth. Distance doesn't kill desire. Misusing it does. See, when you're physically apart, you're not working with touch, smell, or shared space. You're working with energy, mystery, anticipation. And if you understand how to use these elements, distance becomes your biggest advantage, your enemy. Let me show you how. Desire thrives in tension, and tension needs space. Think about music. It's not just the notes that create emotion, it's the pause between them. The space is where meaning lives. Same in long-distance dynamics. A woman doesn't crave what's always available. She craves what's present, but just out of reach. That's where her imagination kicks in. And her imagination is more powerful than any pickup line or video call. When she doesn't know exactly what you're doing, who you're with, or what you're thinking, that's when she leans in, emotionally. But here's where most men blow it. They fill the gap with constant contact, endless texting, hour-long calls every night. They flood the connection with availability. And what happens? The mystery dies, the tension fizzles, the craving fades. She stops missing you because you never gave her a chance to. This doesn't mean you go cold. Stoicism is not about withholding affection. It's about intentional restraint. You show up with warmth when it matters. You say what needs to be said, then you disappear into your life. You cultivate silence and let her feel the pull of your absence. This is where the Stoic mindset becomes a weapon. Instead of obsessing over how to keep her interested, you focus on being interesting. You train, you build, you work, you let your life speak louder than your words. When she thinks of you, she's not thinking of some guy waiting on her next text. She's picturing a man moving through the world with quiet power. That image, that's what keeps her up at night. You also learn to communicate differently. Don't use distance to dump your emotions. Use it to build tension. A well-timed compliment. A teasing voice message. A photo that hints, but doesn't explain. You create moments that trigger her imagination, not just conversations that fill time. Here's something most men miss. Distance isn't just physical, it's psychological. A woman will stay emotionally close to a man who knows how to pace intimacy. The moment you try to bridge the gap too fast, too often, or too emotionally, you lose the edge. When you let her feel your absence, you give her the freedom to choose you in her own mind. That's where real desire lives, not in pressure, not in reassurance, but in freedom. If she starts associating that freedom with you, that's when she becomes addicted. Let me give you a quick example. There's a guy, let's call him Mark, who was talking to a woman long distance for 3 months. In the beginning, she was excited. Calls were flirty. Texts came daily. But as he began over-communicating, her replies got shorter, less energy. She said she was busy. He panicked, tried harder, texted more. She disappeared. Contrast that with Leo. Similar setup, same distance. But Leo didn't chase. He let days breathe. He didn't explain his silence. He sent short, potent messages that created questions in her mind. He'd show up when it mattered and then vanish back into his work. She thought about him more when he was silent than when they were talking. You know why? Because Leo understood something fundamental. Desire isn't maintained by presence. It's sparked by absence, then ignited by intention. So here's your move. Stop managing the connection. Start mastering the distance. When she feels your silence isn't emptiness but masculine stillness, she'll crave your presence. Not out of insecurity, but out of attraction. When you use space right, you don't just maintain desire. You multiply it. Now comment below. I use the silence. And get ready, because what we're about to unpack next might challenge the way you've been trained to think about emotional availability. Stay sharp. Number 3. Stop being her emotional dump. Let's get something straight. You're not her therapist, you're not her crisis center, and you're definitely not the guy she should run to only when life goes sideways. But that's exactly where too many men end up in long-distance friendships or unclear emotional entanglements. She calls when she's sad, she texts when she's overwhelmed, she leans on you when other guys hurt her. You become her emotional sponge, and deep down, it feels like connection, like closeness, like maybe, just maybe, this is something real. But it's not. Because every time she vents to you about her ex, or her boss, or her stress, and you just listen, support, and soothe, you're not stepping into a romantic dynamic. You're stepping into a role. And that role, it's killing attraction. Why? Because women are drawn to men who have edges, not men who absorb everything. And especially in a long-distance situation where intimacy is already hard to build, becoming her emotional outlet puts you in the friend zone faster than any good morning text ever will. Here's what's really going on. When a woman constantly turns to you for emotional processing, it means she trusts you. That's not the problem. The problem is she doesn't desire you. There's a difference. One speaks to comfort, the other to chemistry. One says, "You're safe." The other says, "I can't stop thinking about you." Too much emotional dumping kills polarity. It puts you in feminine energy, reactive, supportive, available on demand. And whether she realizes it or not, she starts to lose the very thing that made her curious about you in the first place, your edge. So what do? You hold space, but not as a crutch. You don't become cold, but you set quiet limits. You stop inviting the role of the emotional savior. And when she starts spiraling in a call or message, you redirect. Here's a line that works. "That sounds tough. What are you doing to handle it?" See what that does? You acknowledge her struggle, but put the power back in her hands. You're not stepping into her storm. You're reminding her that you're not her escape. You're a man she wants to rise to meet. You also need to examine why you keep accepting this role. A lot of men, especially Stoic men, think patience is strength, and it is. But if you're using patience as a disguise for passive hope, you're not being stoic. You're being stuck. Real stoicism is rooted in self-respect. It's knowing that intimacy, even from a distance, requires reciprocity. Not just emotional unloading from her side, and emotional labor from yours. Let's be blunt. If every call is about her problems, but she never asks about your world, your stress, your ambition, your edge, then you're not building intimacy. You're providing therapy for free. And the worst part? She might not even realize she's doing it. She might believe this emotional bond is meaningful. But if you're being honest, it feels hollow. It feels like you're just orbiting her world, hoping she'll one day turn her eyes back toward you. Don't wait for that. You shift the dynamic by reclaiming polarity. That means you show her, subtly but firmly, that your energy is not free. It's not something she can dip into, dump into, and walk away from. If you're feeling bold, next time she unloads, you say, "You know, I value being here for you, but I don't want to just be the guy who listens when life gets messy. That's not what I'm here for. It's clean. It's strong. It sets a new tone. And here's the twist. When you say that with calm, non-needy energy, she may feel a jolt, a wake-up. She'll see you differently. Because you're not just some friend anymore, you're a man with self-worth, with boundaries, with the kind of frame that makes her wonder what it would feel like to really be desired by you and earn that closeness. Now comment below. I'm done being the dump. And don't miss the next part, because we're going to flip this dynamic even harder and you'll see what actually turns the emotional tide in your favor. Number 4. Late night texts. She's not just bored. Let's set the scene. It's 11:42 p.m. Your phone lights up. It's her. No context, no warning, just a hey, maybe followed by, "Are you up?" Or worse, the totally innocent, yet totally loaded, "Can't sleep." Now, the average guy reads that and thinks, oh, she's just bored, probably scrolling, maybe lonely. But if you've been paying attention, really paying attention, you'd know. Those late night texts, they're not about boredom. They're about desire, testing, and timing. In a long-distance connection, even just a situationship floating somewhere between friendship and more women, don't always say what they want. They signal it, and nothing screams subconscious craving like a message that shows up when the rest of the world is asleep. See, nighttime strips away the armor, the distractions fade, her performative self turns off, and what's left is raw, energy unfiltered, emotionally exposed. That's when she's most likely to act on impulse. And that impulse is you. But here's where most men blow it. They treat her late-night message like a trapdoor into conversation mode. They go into comforter mode. They start typing long responses, sending emojis, asking questions. What's wrong? Want to talk about it? I'm here for you. Number. That's not what she wants. She wants presence, not therapy. She wants masculine steadiness, not emotional back and forth. She wants to feel you, not be coddled by you. Let's go deeper. From a psychological lens, those messages are often her attempt to bridge the physical distance with emotional closeness. It's not necessarily about solving a problem. It's about feeling your gravity. And how you respond will shape whether that attraction grows or dissolves. This is where Stoic energy becomes your greatest tool. Stoicism doesn't mean being cold. It means being centered, grounded. It means understanding the emotional climate without getting tossed around by it. So when she sends that "can't sleep" text, don't immediately fall into her world. Instead, pull her into yours. Respond with weight, not warmth. Here's an example. She texts, "You up?" "You. I was winding down. What's on your mind?" Short, grounded. You're not leaping. You're letting her come to you. Or even better, you respond the next morning with, "Saw your text late. You good?" That delayed reply alone shows that you're not waiting around. You're a man with a full life. You're not on standby, hoping for crumbs. You're receptive, but you're not reactive. Now, maybe you're wondering, but if I don't respond fast, won't she lose interest? Wrong question. The better question is, do I want to train her to see me as available on demand or magnetic in my absence? Remember, scarcity builds desire. Availability builds comfort. Which one do you think sustains sexual polarity over distance? Late night texts are her subconscious trying to figure you out. She's poking the frame. She's asking, can I get his attention without giving anything? And if the answer is always yes, and you've taught her that she can have access to your energy without offering vulnerability in return. So what's the move? You treat her message like a test, not a trap. You don't reward it with emotional overinvestment. You answer as a man, not as a boy looking for a spark. You flirt subtly. You stay composed. You lead the tone. And if the conversation does unfold, let it build tension, not therapy. Talk less. Say more with silence. Hold eye contact if it's a video call. Let your presence speak louder than any "I'm here for you" line. Because late-night messages, they're not just about insomnia, they're about invitation. To feel your steadiness, to test your availability, to see if you're the man who leads, even from 3,000 miles away. Now drop this in the comments. I lead after midnight. And don't even blink, what's coming next will flip how you see long-distance signals forever. Number 5. You're not her therapist, you're her temptation. Let's make one thing absolutely clear. If you're constantly on the phone listening to her emotional breakdowns, giving her advice about her toxic coworker, or helping her process her last relationship, you've slipped out of the zone of attraction and straight into the role of her unpaid therapist. And she knows it. She feels it. She might even like it. But that doesn't mean she wants you. In a long-distance connection, especially one that hasn't turned physical yet, there's a dangerous trap that a lot of men fall into. It's the emotional sponge trap. You start thinking that by being there for her, listening, supporting, validating, she'll start to see how different you are, how safe, how steady. But what she actually starts to see is a friend, a counselor, a diary with a face. And here's the twist. Women do crave emotional connection, but only when it's paired with mystery, tension, and masculine polarity. If all you give is emotional support, you become predictable, comforting, boring. Let's step back and take a Stoic perspective here. A Stoic man doesn't deny emotions, he just doesn't drown in them. He can sit with intensity, but he doesn't lose himself in it. He offers presence, not pity. And in a romantic context, that difference is massive. So when she texts you in a spiral saying, "I just don't know what I'm doing with my life," or "I feel like I'm always messing things up with guys," your job isn't to fix her. Your job isn't to therapize her. Your job is to hold the frame, stay grounded, and let your energy invite her out of the spiral, not dive into it with her. Because here's the truth. You're not the man she wants to cry to. You're the man she wants to crave. That means when she dumps heavy emotions on you, you acknowledge but don't absorb. Example, "I feel like I'm just not good enough for anyone." You. Maybe that's something you need to stop saying to yourself. "I don't buy it." Boom. Firm. Clear. No lectures. No therapy session. You reflect her words with quiet masculine strength. And in that moment, she feels something shift. She feels seen and challenged. That's attraction. Now let's be honest. Why do some men fall into the therapist trap? Because they're scared to introduce tension. They think if they don't show up as her emotional savior, she'll drift. They confuse support with seduction. But support without seduction becomes self-erasure. It erases polarity. It turns you into a pillow, not a presence. You need to remind yourself constantly, you're not her emotional trash can. You're her mirror, her mystery, her masculine force across the distance. And the more you lean into that frame, the more she starts leaning in too. So what should you do instead? First, cut down on long emotional calls unless they're mutual. If it's just her venting, cut it short. Redirect the energy. If she brings up problems, flip the vibe. Her. "Work's been killing me." You need a distraction. "Guess what I'd be doing if you were here?" That line alone shifts her from stress to curiosity. It says, "I hear you. Now let me lead you out of that mood." That's power. That's sexual leadership. Second, be okay with not being her go-to guy for everything. You're not trying to win a loyalty badge. You're trying to keep the flame alive. And that means not being available for everything she throws at you. Let her have her friends, her mentors, her support systems. You stay in the lane of attraction, presence, and mystery. That's where the game stays alive. Lastly, understand this. Real desire doesn't come from being the safest place. It comes from being the most charged one. And sometimes, safety looks like you standing firm and saying less, holding the silence, letting her reach. Because when you stop playing therapist and start owning your masculine frame, she'll stop dumping and start desiring. So here's your move. Next time she overshares or spirals emotionally, don't fix, don't comfort, don't explain. Hold the energy, redirect the vibe, be the flame, not the blanket. And if you're with me on this, drop this in the comments. I'm her tension, not her therapist. And keep your pulse steady. What's coming next will flip the whole dynamic of your long-distance pull. Number 6. Voice notes, long paragraphs. Let's talk about a mistake almost every guy in a long-distance friendship makes over texting. You know, the type paragraph after paragraph, sent like essays into her inbox. You explain yourself. You respond to every little thing she says, and before you know it, you're trying to connect through walls of words. But all she does is reply with a thumbs up, a lol, or worse, goes silent. Here's the truth. When it comes to building tension, connection, and chemistry from afar, long paragraphs are dead weight. Voice notes are the power move. Let me explain why. Text is flat. It doesn't carry your tone, your energy, or your presence. You could be saying the most seductive thing in the world, and it lands like a boring grocery list. And when your goal is to pull her in, not push her away, flat communication will kill the vibe faster than anything. Now compare that to a voice note. With just 10 seconds of your voice, you can give her a taste of you. Your calm confidence, your pacing, your humor, your restraint. A voice note hits different because she can hear you. It bypasses her logical brain and goes straight to her nervous system. The baritone of your voice, the pauses, the subtle smile in your tone. It's sensual without being sexual. It's confident without being overbearing. It says, I don't need to perform, I just speak. And that right there, that's magnetic. From a Stoic lens, this is about embodied presence. The ancient Stoics emphasized how power lies not in how much we say, but in how we say it. Brevity with depth, calm with weight, energy with intention. So when you send her a voice note, something like, just stepped outside, the sky's on fire, made me think of how your voice would sound if you were here right now. You don't need a reply. You don't need a, what do you think? Just that one thought, confident, effortless, unbothered, carries more tension than 1,000 typed characters ever could. And it does something else. It makes you real. You're no longer a screen name. You're a man she hears, imagines, remembers. She plays it once, maybe twice. She leans back in bed, rewinds it, listens again just to feel your voice ripple through her space. Now let's talk about how to not use voice notes. Don't monologue. Don't turn them into audio rants. Keep them short, 10 to 30 seconds max. Leave space for her imagination. And don't flood her with 5 in a row. 1. Well-placed, confident voice note can live in her mind all day. And don't ask if she wants one. That kills the polarity. You lead. You send. That's it. Also, voice notes allow you to play with silence. A pause in speech holds weight. It creates anticipation. Just like in attraction, silence can be louder than words. Here's an example. You say, pause whatever you're doing for a second, and picture Thisme standing here, waiting for you to show up, exactly how I imagined. Then nothing. Let it land. Now imagine typing that. It loses all rhythm, all tension, all nuance. You see, men often forget that communication is an energy game, not a logic one. You're not trying to win her brain. You're trying to stir her body. And when you write long messages trying to explain yourself, justify, or impress, you're using the wrong tool for the job. Words typed out give her information. Voice notes give her experience. That's the difference. So from now on, when you feel the urge to type out a monologue, don't pause, grab your phone, hit record, speak like she's right in front of you. Calm, smooth, unhurried. This shift alone can take your long-distance dynamic from lukewarm to charged. Because here's what most men forget. In her ears, you're either noise or you're tension. Make sure you're the second. Now, if you're done with sending essays and ready to spark connection with every word, drop it in the comments. I speak with tension. And don't go anywhere. What's next will teach you how to change the game without saying a single word. Number 7. Turn video calls into subtle seduction. Let's be real for a second. If you're in a long-distance friendship with a woman, and you're still treating video calls like awkward job interviews or therapy sessions, you're blowing your chance to spark real connection. Most men hop on a video call with the same dull script. How was your day? What did you eat? What are you watching on Netflix? It's dry, predictable, zero tension. And zero tension equals zero attraction. Now here's the truth most guys overlook. A video call is a golden opportunity not to talk more, but to seduce subtly. Let me show you how. First, forget about performing. Seduction isn't about being loud, funny, or charming on demand. It's about presence, energy, timing. The most powerful moments in a video call don't come from what you say, they come from what you signal without words. Start with your environment. Set the scene like it matters because it does. You don't need candles and a jazz playlist. Just dim the lights slightly. Use a warm lamp. Be somewhere quiet and intentional, not sprawled on your bed like a teenager. Sit upright, but relaxed. Lean in slightly when she talks. Let your body language whisper, I'm grounded. I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to share space. Second, use your voice with purpose. Talk slower than you normally would. Drop your tone slightly. Let your words come from your chest, not your throat. Pauses are not awkward. They're magnetic. They pull her in. Think of your voice like a slow-moving river. Don't rush it. Let her feel it. Now, what do you talk about? Here's the twist. It doesn't really matter. You can talk about the color of the sky outside your window, a dream you had last night, the smell of your coffee this morning. What matters is how you talk about it. Share experiences, not updates. Share a feeling, not a fact. Example, don't say, I didn't sleep much last night. Say, I kept waking up, kept thinking about what you said last time. Couldn't shake the feeling. See the difference? That line drops a pebble in her mind and lets the ripples spread. You're not dumping information. You're giving her a mood. And women don't crave information, they crave feeling. Now, here's where things get interesting. Eye contact. Most guys avoid it on video calls. They look away, check their phones, or worse, stare at themselves. But real power comes from being still and holding her gaze. Look directly into the camera, not at her face on your screen, and let that silence stretch a few seconds longer than what feels safe. Why? Because eye contact creates intimacy. And long distance or not, intimacy is the currency of attraction. Another tactic? Let moments hang. Let's say she says something funny. Instead of laughing like a friend, smile slowly. Let her see the smirk. Let her wonder what you're thinking. She'll feel it in her body before she can label it in her mind. That's where the magic happens. And don't always end the call the way she expects. Most guys drag it out. They linger. They wait for her to say goodnight. You stay in control. You wrap up when the moment's hot. You say, I've got to go, but I'm going to carry this look on your face with me tonight. And then you leave. That ending, it's unforgettable. It's clean. It creates longing. It flips the script. Remember, you're not trying to impress her. You're trying to create a rhythm, a feeling, an emotional residue that lingers after the screen goes dark. Now, from a Stoic angle, this is about calm command. The Stoics taught that seduction isn't chaos, it's control. It's discipline in how you show up. It's not faking passion, it's owning your desire without letting it overpower you. So turn your next video call into a moment. Make it textured, not technical. Lead it with energy, not effort. And most importantly, let her miss you when it ends. If you're done being the safe screen time guy and ready to be the one she replays in her head, drop this in the comments. I lead the call. And don't log off yet. What comes next might change the entire way you handle distance. Number 8. Lead the energy, don't follow it. Here's where most men in long-distance friendships go wrong. They become reactors instead of initiators. They wait for her mood, her tone, her texts, her vibe, and then respond. It's like emotional tennis. She serves, you return. But here's the harsh truth: if you're always following her energy, you're never leading the connection. In the dynamics of attraction, especially across distance, energy is everything. And energy, like attention, is meant to be directed, not chased. Let's break this down. When she texts cold, you go cold too. When she seems distracted, you try to match that so you don't look needy. But that doesn't protect your value, it erases your presence. She doesn't want a mirror. She wants a current, a man who sets the emotional tone of the conversation. Leading energy isn't about being aggressive or overwhelming. It's about being unshakable. When she's distant, you don't get desperate, you stay anchored. You don't flood her with anxious check-ins. You slow things down. You hold your ground. And, ironically, that calm resistance pulls her in more powerfully than any witty comeback or long-winded message ever could. Let's say you hop on a video call and she's clearly distracted, giving short answers. The average guy will either get passive-aggressive or start trying harder. Are you okay? Did I say something wrong? Wrong move. Instead, a man who leads energy would say something like, "Hey, you seem a little scattered tonight. I'll let you go do your thing, and we'll talk when you're more here." Boom. You've just reclaimed the energy. You've shown confidence, awareness, and boundaries. She won't feel abandoned, she'll feel awakened. Because you just showed her that your presence has weight. You're not some digital placeholder she can half attend to. You're not waiting around for a vibe to follow you. Create it. And in long-distance situations, this is even more critical. Without physical proximity, the only thing that makes you memorable is how you make her feel. Not the facts you share, not the emojis, not even the timing of your responses. It's how she feels in your energy. Stoic philosophy backs this up. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for the world to align before he acted with intention. He led himself, his thoughts, his emotions, his posture, regardless of what came at him. That's the frame you adopt here. You decide the tempo. If the conversation is flat, inject some playfulness. If it's tense, offer calm. If she withdraws, don't chase, step back with strength. That's not manipulation, it's leadership. And leadership in energy builds sexual tension faster than any "I miss you" text ever could. So remember this. In every interaction, someone is setting the tone. Make sure it's you. If you're tired of chasing and ready to set the pace, drop this in the comments. I move first. And stay close. The next part isn't just about what you say or how you say it. It's about how you shift everything without even speaking. Number 9. Talk less. Let the silence burn. Let's get one thing straight. Words are cheap. And when you're in a long-distance dynamic that dances on the edge of romance and friendship, the overuse of words can actually kill the spark. Why? Because desire doesn't live in explanation. It lives in tension. And nothing creates tension like silence. Most men overcompensate in long-distance relationships. They send long messages, overexpress their feelings, or fill every quiet second on a call with chatter. But women don't crave constant updates. They crave presence, and presence is felt most when it's not trying too hard to be heard. Ever been on a call where there's a quiet moment, and instead of letting it breathe, you rush in with, "So, how was your day?" That's what I'm talking about. Instead, picture this. You're on a video call, and after a few playful comments, there's a pause. But instead of filling it, you just hold eye contact. You let her feel you watching her, not just talking to her. That moment where silence stretches just a little longer than expected, that is where tension is born. It's in that silence where her thoughts spiral. Is he thinking about me? Does he want me? Why isn't he saying anything? You've now taken her out of her head and into her body. And that's exactly where desire lives. This isn't about playing games or being emotionally distant. It's about mastering the art of subtle dominance. Stoics teach us to embrace stillness, to be unbothered, to find strength in restraint. That applies perfectly here. When you can sit in silence and still radiate groundedness, you shift from being a guy she talks to into a man who affects her. She remembers your energy, not just your voice. So if you're always the one trying to keep the conversation going, stop. Let her miss your voice. Let her lean in. Let the pause pull her. Here's your move. Next time you feel the urge to fill the space, don't look at her. Breathe. Let her feel your calm. And let her curiosity do the rest. If you're ready to stop talking and start feeling, drop this in the comments. I let silence speak. And don't go anywhere. What's next takes this even deeper. Number 10. If you want her, say it without needing her. There's a razor-thin line between expressing desire and begging for attention. And she feels the difference instantly. One makes her pulse race, the other makes her cringe. Let's be real. In a long-distance dynamics, especially one floating in that hazy gray area between just friends and something more, she's always reading between the lines. Every message, every tone, every pause. She's scanning not just for what you want, but why you want it. So here's the key. Desire becomes powerful when it stands on its own without neediness attached. Wanting her? That's honest. That's masculine. But needing her to respond a certain way, needing her to validate your emotions, that's pressure, that's insecurity, and it suffocates attraction. There's nothing wrong with saying, I want to see you, or I think about you when I hear that song. But the energy behind those words needs to come from confidence and no dependence. Think of it this way. A Stoic man doesn't suppress his desires, he just isn't ruled by them. You can tell her you're drawn to her. You can flirt. You can express the heat. But if she doesn't reciprocate in that moment, you don't flinch. You don't spiral. You stay grounded. Because your sense of worth isn't hanging on her reply. That's the difference. Women respect and crave the kind of man who can express emotion without emotional chaos. That kind of presence tells her, I know what I want, but I don't need it to be okay with myself. So say it if you mean it. Tell her when something about her drives you wild. Let your words land with clarity. Then lean back and let her come to you or not. Either way, you've already won. Because you stayed rooted. And that calm certainty, it's magnetic. Ready to step into that energy? Drop this in the comments. I speak desire, not need. If any part of this resonated with you, if you've ever felt that quiet pull and wondered what it really meant, then you're not alone. Most men never get taught how to read these signals, but now you see it. You're sharper, clearer, calmer. And if you want more content that speaks to your strength not just as a man, but as a Stoic manthan, hit subscribe right now. This channel isn't just about attraction. It's about awareness, discipline, and showing up like a man who leads with presence, not pressure. And if you're ready to go deeper, join the Stoic Brotherhood. Our member community is where these ideas turn into action, and where sharp men surround themselves with other sharp men. You'll find connection, insight, and the kind of quiet accountability that actually moves the needle. Thanks for spending time here. I'll see you tomorrow. Same clarity, same fire. Until then, stay sharp.